Salutations everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Conquest of Elysium 4. I am your host, BrainBoy20, and where we had last left off, we had been busy trying to get our own little nation established. We have a lovely captain here who's trying to build up some small forces, or at least waiting for these people to auto-generate enough troops where we can defend the port, as we really need the port in order to hold the bloody line. Narcy has been down here busily summoning units and is now going to be heading back to the deserted town. Well, Utu, the hybrid cultist we just summoned, is probably going to die. Now, courtesy of a long-time commenter, I have learned a few things about the game. Buy it overstock, buy it overprice. Not necessarily doubles your trade, but it boosts your trade level for the purposes of buying something. So buying it overpriced would make it so I want to buy sacrifices. I get 4 gold per sacrifice, but I think I get more sacrifices than the 4 that I'd be limited to normally. Aside from that, I also have the knowledge now that rituals are completely randomized at those specific levels, so Utu, the hybrid cultist, could have had any ritual from that one table, and the fact that I managed to get those 2 rituals so early speaks of either a very small table or a very, very poor, just like RNG on my part. Anyway, we're gonna end the turn and just wait for a little bit longer. Now I've got another chance and get another cultist of the deep. They're expensive, but I think it might be well worth it in the long run to have another captain individual waiting for me. Pearls. I want to see that now. That's interesting. That's something completely new to me, in that they can actually have structures out here that you can acquire. That's something they definitely didn't have in Conquest of Elysium 3. Now, there are 16 dwarf workers. Why do you want to make me cry? Well, Utu's gonna have to wait. We only have 1 auto-generated troop there. Those 2 will have to hold the dwarves off so they don't decide to attack the port. And we should really get some reinforcements up there, but that's difficult to do. Let's see, can I stealthily get Zangmir up there? Not with those soulless, probably generated because of the graveyard. Unless I transfer over a yawn. No. Unless I transfer over all these shambling ones and deep ones to a good frontline force. We'll see if they can take on everything that remains here. Now, I presume that I only have human elements here and maybe a few hybrids. That's not a humongous issue. Plus, Narcy just has to sit around and protect himself and do nothing more. Now, we are going to start taking on the soulless because we just have so many that I really should start dealing with just trying to reduce their numbers. But I also want to go and try and take this coastal hamlet so it can auto-generate troops for me as well. Now, the dwarves don't seem to be interested in heading off in this general direction, so my captain should be safe for a while longer at least. Utu is just going to march out here. And now that we're in the deep sea, let's do the ceremony of the deep grace me. Okay, it's just more of a guarantee of anglers of the depths. It's nice that they've diversified the rituals to that degree where you can force certain types of units to appear. Now, of course, we're attacking them. The Shamblers should easily destroy all the soulless, barring extremely unfortunate circumstance. Okay, so of course there's a melee front line that I have to care about now. But the AI seems to be very good at resolving combats automatically. And of course, I expected this to happen. That's why I'm trying to get the cultist and his army up there soon. I don't feel like losing to the dwarven worker menace. He says that there's just so freaking many of these individuals. Like, I'm going to try to take on the white right now. Banishable. All demons and undead beings can be affected by banishment while they are away from their home plane. Most banished units will return to their home plane whether they are banished, but some lesser undead will be destroyed instead. The white is a preserved corpse possessed by the spirit of the nether realms. It is not always the spirit associated with the vessel in life that it so inhabits it. Be warned that it has a will of its own, oft well suited for service. The white has great physical strength and flesh is hardened by otherworldly energies. So, has a little bit of armor, which is annoying. Alright. For the purposes of making it here to stop the demise of the captain, we're gonna try to go around and only encounter more undead, because we're right next to a graveyard. Thank you for that. So, I think I'm just gonna have you use the Ceremony of the Deep, which give me angler spawn. Do these things actually have a massive benefit over deep ones? 88555 versus... Oh, they're up here, aren't they? 77445. Yes, angler spawn are definitely better than deep ones. I just don't think I'm gonna get them in the same numbers. You're not really that strong yet where you could try to take on any actual force, so I guess we'll just stick around and wait. Alright, Utu. Summon me another thing. More angler spawn for me. I guess I can keep it exploring. I'm not certain if they're going to be islands or not, but I'd assume if they're going to have things out in the oceans, that it's more likely that they've opened up the system to developing islands automatically for us. Why? This really does feel like a Conquest of Elysium game. There's so many freaking independents. I swear not to murder someone. Anyway. We've got some more peasants that are being automatically generated. I'd really like to get that coastal hamlet back and just at least have a defense going here, as I really like the sacrifices income that it brings. Anyway, Limerick. Why did I do that? Just head straight through the farm, because it'll take you the same amount of time either way. I thought that was Zhang Mu for whatever reason. We'll have Utu continue wandering around in the deep ocean while he waits for another chance to summon something. In the meantime, if the Soulless decide to make a move, the Soulless will then die. We will recruit some archers, as we have no shortage of melee troops, but we need some range to back them up. I love how the Shamblers just don't care, they just murder them regardless. Why are there so many of you? Seriously. Anyway, Utu's gonna start making his way back to the Pearls, and we'll purchase some more troops next turn. Now, see, I appreciate what enemies are surrounding us right now, but I really need to find the time to go out and murder them horribly. So please transfer over all the archers into your front line. Take the human element with you. We can leave the hybrids to do the defending in the deserted port. And maybe deal with the soulless ones in the jungle. They won't be able to make it that far. We need to do some clearing anyway. Limerick, if you'd please just retreat. I don't care if we'll lose some of these troops. I just want you to not die. And then you can take over for command of him. Boosting your army to a nice 20 units. Nice and even. This is why I don't like full human armies. They never seem to really do much. Anyway, I guess it'll just be you clearing independence again for a while. And Utu summon me something else from the game really quickly. Okay, that seems like it'll be enough to take over the Pearls. I could always use a little bit more gold. And Zhang Mu, we're starting to get the auto-generated troops necessary to start holding off the poking of the independents up here, but I do need you to claim back this coastal hamlet from the dwarven workers, as well as put up a brave face against the, what was it? It wasn't berserkers or druids. I can't remember because we didn't have a small encounter. Oh yes, the snow reminds me that it has been stated that winter is now more randomized than before. Some areas will be hit by winter, others might do absolutely nothing winter-wise. And As for this... Ah, you only have ceremony in the deep. Curse you. Okay. I would love to take it back, but I'd rather have a few more deep ones. What am I talking about? Attack! There's no need to wait. You can do ceremony in the deep and get me some more anglers. They are anglers, right? Angler of the depths. Okay, I wanted to be certain that I was actually getting the name right, and my head's not working as well as it was because I'm very tired and frustrated from having to do a lot of work because they're debating what way are we supposed to go to the hospital to? Are we going to take a taxi? Are we going to take a train? Are we just going to drive there, which would be the most reasonable in my opinion? And wow, these dwarves are actually hurting us. Can they not? We lost a lot of troops in that. I'm not at all proud of this. Like, I'm glad we're starting to get hybrid soldiers here. But we definitely need more to justify the troops that we lost. There's probably a way to boost production of them somewhere. Anyway, Tritons and Triton troopers. These guys have armor of 2. The Tritons are almost human in appearance, but they have a fish-like skin and their legs end in fins. It is likely that the first of this race were human fishermen who were unlucky enough to anger some fish god. The fish god then cursed the fishermen to live forever under the surface unless the Tritons were born. Not too bad. Time for you to die horribly, I hope. And Zangmu, since you're in the north, you can just stick inside the coastal hamlets. You'll be just knocking around any opposition that tries to claim them from us. Yes, it was the priestess, or the dark priestess. Excuse me. The Gibberim are lesser descendants of the primeval giants that walked the earth when Baal was incarnate. They are men of great stature and prowess. The priestesses of Baal perform blood feasts in honor of the dark god to attract Gibberim to their cause. Well, that was a nice attempt. And of course, you're the very High Priestess itself. The High Priestesses have served Baal since the time of giants, when Baal was incarnate on Earth. When Baal and the giants disappeared, the priestesses led the cult in secret for ages. Now the cult has emerged in the ever-changing lands of Elysium, and the priestesses are preparing for the second coming of the Dark God. By murdering all the opposition, that I can respect, but oh my gosh, you hurt. Blood Boil you cast twice at a range of 6, or is it Vengeance? No, it's Vengeance. Doing a lot of astral damage and stunning the targets and also calling large spiders. Man, that's neat. There's the max level to summon creatures. So, we're gonna lose all our coastal hamlets. I mean, it was nice to have them for a while. Hopefully we're not going to die instantly, but I have the feeling that there's no way we'll be able to hold the line against this force. Now, Narcy, can you deal with these people? Also, I hate the way how ambushing works. It at least places your troops in a somewhat reasonable setup, but still. You're ambushed, so your troops are definitely going to be surrounded. Even when you pseudo know where they are. And the hybrid cultist, did you mind control him? I have to check what spells you've got. Excuse me? What are you? Anakite. The Anakim are descendants of primeval giants that walked the earth when Baal was incarnate. They are deathly pale, six-fingered giants with great horns and tremendous strength and prowess. The priestesses of Baal perform blood feasts in honor of the dark god to attract Anakim to their cause. Balite Spearmen. The cult of Baal is violent and warlike. Many of the cultists are trained as soldiers of the Holy War. They are driven by religious fervor and led to believe that they will be rewarded in this life or the next. By looking at their companions, they will soon figure out that the reward will come in the next life, because so far, none of the low-ranking soldiers seem to have any gold to spare. Okay. I was just looking to see if there's anything fancy about those speeches, but it looks like I'm probably going to lose this port very, very soon. if not to the cultists of Baal, then to just simple fauna, because I have no defenders here anymore. So, Utu, if you'd be so kind. Could we even, as a combined army, take this? I'm going to say no, that we're not going to have a chance. But we're going to take these deep ones, combine them with what meager army we have here, and then see if we can attempt to take on the cultists of Baal, because if I don't, I think I'm going to lose outright. As unfortunate as this is. If not that, then I'll at least have Utu gather up what army it can and march on out to try to take over some of the surrounding region so we can get a little bit more resource income. Although I'm of the opinion that that's just not going to happen. Do you actually have enslave? That's Narcy. Narcy is very strong. Confusion. Special. Does not affected by damage bonuses, magic resistance, or otherwise. How did you... Okay. Rumors from surviving travelers to remote coastal towns tell that there's some fish cultists who seem to have been the result of crossbreeding between human women and some kind of fish creatures. They receive traits from their aquatic fathers, such as gills, scales, or just being grey and slimy. Though they have some innate magical abilities, they are often imbeciles and should not be asked for advice, because the answer will either involve more sacrifices or eating unhealthy amounts of shrimps. Despite their lack of wits, the result of this planned breeding are considered to have high status and are readily taken into the fold of this cult. If you encounter anyone remotely fishy in a coastal town, it is better to be safe than sorry. There have been some problems for the workers at the manufactory, where Mergus pickled cod tongues are produced. How did you mind control him? It's not confusion. I doubt confusion can actually do that. Now, what does it say for the High Cultist? According to recent rumors, a small coastal cult seems to have grown rapidly in the past few years. Originally, it was set up by a local mystic and hydromancer, most likely to satisfy the founder's desire for obedient followers and carnal lust. It is most likely a rather harmless sect, despite the current High Cultist's ravings about ancient gods. Nothing more than just another fish cult. Well, if the cult of Baal has anything to say about it, that's going to happen very, very soon. 2. Excuse me, I almost did that wrong. Take over the Icarid and Angler spawn, and let's see what we can reclaim. Well, we're going to at least do some combat here. Any of these guys leveled up yet? I doubt it. You have some experience, but that's just because you were an independent for a while. Alright, now actually, can you please just wait? It's almost at this point that I'm probably going to take on this white so they can stop summoning troops. Because I'm tired of having to deal with undead right next to my home. Oh. That explains it even more. There's a bloody old graveyard, too. Alright, now so you take your army out here into the desert and summon some more troops. We're definitely going to need them. Okay. Utu the hybrid cultist found a magical item. It was the club of the Ogre King. Utu the hybrid cultist found the firebrand. Oh. Really? Well, we lose. Wait, what? Oh, okay. That was the port. I was afraid. I was afraid that this was the one that we had just lost. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely want to save up for contacting the old ones, but as you can see, that's basically no longer possible. So please summon some more troops. Just a few more. And then retreat. Take what you have, defend the deserted port. We'll deal with everything that happens to surround us and try to push the independents back in a way that we actually start generating some more army for us. Although I get the feeling that's not going to happen. A heat wave has struck the land and forest fires have started everywhere. Well, depending on where those forest fires hit, that might be beneficial to me. Hey, Bear Tribe. Screw you, buddy. Hang on. Who has Firebrand? Or did you just ditch Firebrand for whatever reason? Oh, okay, they actually have little models right here, so you can actually give Firebrand to people. That's certainly nice. Club of the Ogre King. Hit points plus 25. This club was once wielded by Forgsnosh, the Ogre King. It made Forsnog much more resistant to damage and immune to cold. Anyone surviving a hit from the club will be stunned unless he is exceptionally strong. Nice. You're actually really dangerous now. I enjoy that. Go kill off the Bear Tribe Shaman. I don't want him to be alive anymore. But it seems like they've revamped items to such a degree where the items are actually useful, as opposed to just like little minor things that happened. Like, oh, hey, I had this little item here and there, but it does almost nothing. I know. Yeah, no, see, I don't care about summoning any more troops. Just sit inside your little hole and hide for a while. We'll see what we can do about the old battlefield afterwards, and then the coastal village that's right next to it. In fact, no, Utu, you can't summon anything because you have only the ceremony in the deep. So I'll probably give you a lesser ritual of mastery and see what you come up with. Well, we can actually take this briefly, and then deal with the bandits, brigands, and slingers. And then die to the Kraken that I forgot was right here, because this was the place of Krakens, wasn't it? I'm bloody glad. Alright, let's see how we deal with these bandits. Hopefully don't lose anything too big. Okay, we lose nothing, but we're hurt. Can you not physically go in there? Well, that is sad, I guess. Like, oh no, I'm so sad because we couldn't deal with this. I am so sad that we didn't have to fight a Kraken. Clearly. Alright, we should hopefully deal with the rest of these ghouls before they do any real damage to us. Maybe a little disease here and there, but nothing too terribly fancy. I can't have you use the Lesser Ritual of Mastery right now, so you're gonna have to sit around and wait. But what I will do is get some more archers here so that our front line is not completely screwed. At least we have archers on the walls to fight off our opponents. Alright. Lesser Ritual of Mastery gives us Call Warriors of the Deep. This is a larger sacrifice that tries to call on the more combat-oriented dwellers in the deep. The ritual is performed in a coastal area on a clear night when the stars are right, but even then the cultist cannot be sure a sacrifice will appease the beings. The warriors summoned are often very keen on killing people. It can only be cast in near water areas. Okay. Alright. I can get behind a kind of ritual like that. That seems to be more of my speed in Conquest of Elysium, and it at least gives a sense of progression. Like, can you cast this ritual multiple times successfully? And if you are, you might as well go on to the next one. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here, as it's getting a little stale in my opinion. So, hope you've enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy20 with Let's Play Conquest of Elysium 4, and I am signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, for it helps out a great deal, and I hope to see you all next time. Farewell.